So before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that what you're going to hear tonight is for informational purposes only. We are not doctors. However, we have many doctors in Lifewave and sharing this technology with their patients, but we are not your doctors. So if you have any questions or you're on any kind of medication, please consult with your doctor or your practitioner. And of course, if you're pregnant or nursing, you'll want to also consult with your practitioner. So with that, it's July the 3rd, Thursday night. We're going to go ahead and get started with this. So I'm going to bring on my first guest, Miss Susan. Miss Susan, if you can unmute, let me see if I can get you to unmute. And it's been over a year since you have shared your testimonial, and it was amazing a year ago. But share with us a little bit about the things from a year ago, and then bring us up with what you've seen since then.
Well, I mentioned that I started back in 2013 with a health issue that I was having, and it was affecting all areas of my health. Wound up with a surgery that they had to remove some stuff out between my eyes, which was close to the brain barrier, and did that surgery, and then they told me they didn't get it all, and I was supposed to be on injections the rest of my life. And oh, by the way, I only had 10 more years. So that started up, for those that didn't know from my testimonial, back in 2022. And I started with Lifewave patches October 2022. So leading up to that, I had all different kinds of health issues. My sugar levels were high, my bone density was getting worse, my eyesight was getting worse. My hands were I was getting huge. I was becoming like a Mr. Magoo. Just getting bigger, organs growing, bone deforming. You mentioned it, I had it. And so, come October 2022, I remember laying on the couch, just very fatigued, sleepy, and going, "Oh my gosh, this is my 10 years," which is about right. And I prayed about it, and I said, send me something that I can work with, that my body can work with, that will get me to a better state. And, I can work with that on my own. And about a week later, here came the patches. I kind of chuckled because I said, okay, I've gone through all kinds of alternatives, looking at all kinds of different things on how to get better. And you give me a patch. I thought it was kind of funny. So I went ahead and said, okay, I'll do it. And I ordered them, came in a week later, started the patch one morning, November 1st, I think. And got energy, just went from there. I just started feeling better and waking up at 6 in the morning, not going to bed until 10. The first month, I felt my heart wasn't racing. I was sleeping, just feeling energetic. And then about the third week, my back kind of did, in the 3 o'clock in the morning, my back did a whoop, and my spine just straightened out. And this continued and continued. And over the last 2 years, in doing um, physicals every year, my bone density's improved, my eyesight's improved, my sugar levels have tremendously lowered, my pressure tremendously lowered, my teeth are tighter and they feel stronger. My skin's gotten so much better. I don't have the creep I used to have, like the old age creep. It's gone. My nails, my hands are skinnier, look younger. I'm looking younger. I'm feeling better. It's amazing what I've been going through. And to me, it's like it's a phase that you go through. The first phase, I kind of was getting rid of all the stuff, the injection stuff and toxins in my system. And that took about a year, and I think I got to homeostasis. Then I did a second kind of phase where it started working on something other than my adrenal and my liver, but I was still working on getting better and working on issues. And recently, in the last year, I go to an iridologist, and so we do a program with supplements and so forth. And she said, this time, and I got it right because I was concerned about my brain barrier, and because they got close to it. And she said, you're at a point now where you're just releasing all the toxins and the supplements have diminished. Well, since Celergize came out, I've been taking that and I've been improving tremendously. And so with the patches and the combination, I feel pretty good. I feel that I'm on a phase where I'm going to get to where I'm going to be there. I don't know how to explain it. I'm going to be at that point where I'm going to have quality of life, like, and not like I used to be, but a better me. And that's the way I looked at it because I'm doing a better me because I'm working on the body that's used to be that may have had already stuff done from a kid, maybe, you know. And I hope that makes sense. But I'm bicycle riding. I'm more focused. My memory is just on tap. I'm just like that. And used to, I'll be fatigued and couldn't think straight and all over the place. Now I'm just doing really well and so glad and so blessed to have everybody here and hopefully give it a try because it's worth it. It really is. And even if I'm on going in 3 years in October of this year, I'm going to continue because I feel like not that I'm reverse aging, I am reverse aging, but the quality of my life now, and I'm 67, is going to be so much better than what it would have been. I would not have been here. I know that. Hopefully that y'all have any questions. That's my quick.
You know what I love and what I'm hearing you say is that at 67 and you've made all of these changes have happened in your body since you've started using the patches, and it really is kind of a chance for a do-over, right? You can now do exercise, you can now watch what we eat, take better care of ourselves the second time around. It's like you've got a second chance at doing what honestly we should have done 25, 30 years ago, but we didn't, right? So
Right.
you saw a huge reduction in inflammation in the first 12 months. Now, someone asked in the chat, what patches did you start off using and what patches are you using today?
I started off with X39 and Aeon, and I added Aloe Vita in the second week because of sleep. And I just felt like I wanted my skin to get better. And then I started adding the SP6 for endocrine. And then about 6 months later, I started with carnosine and glutathione, playing with that, and then energy enhancer. And now I know I use a lot of them, but I alternate the carnosine and glutathione and the energy enhancer. I alternate every other month, just because that's what I'm using to get my lymph glands cleaned out. And to mention to that, I've noticed that my muscles are forming. I'm remolding. My whole body's remolding. It's pretty interesting. Like my arms, they're like they used to be, but then I'm up to here and it's just slowly melting away. And that's been X49, I think, for the bone and muscle mass. But I do use most of them. I don't use Silent Night. And the AccuLife, that's for the horses. So, but the Aeon I use for the pain. And so that's most of them in the Celergize for sure.
Yeah. Well,
But
and you know that Eon patch is what's helped reduce the inflammation. And then when
mhm,
you talked about your blood sugar levels, and of course you've got doctors, you've got records of and numbers
yeah.
to know that your numbers are improving. And we know that carnosine's a really big help in helping to balance out that in our body. So, and you're so I'm assuming you're no longer in pain because you said you're out riding your bike at 67 years old. That is amazing.
Hmm.
Staying active. I love
Yes.
that. I love that. Well, girl, I know that you had sent some before and after pictures, and I apologize. I did not get those uploaded to my computer, but they're just amazing. I'll make sure that they get into the Telegram chat with this recording so you guys can see the transformation that Susan's had over the last 2 years with using this technology and reclaiming her health and her vitality. So, Susan, we're so excited that you just it's just incredible to see people being able to do the things that they love to do and not having to suffer with health issues, right? And especially as we get up into our 60s and 70s and 80s. So, congratulations. And I hope that I get to see you in Florida next month, or actually, now it's this month in just a
Yeah.
few weeks.
I
So,
will.
thank you again for coming on, girl. I so appreciate it. Appreciate your time. And I know that it'll help a lot of people hearing your story and everything that you've gone through and the things that you've seen improve over the last almost 3 years.
May I mention something that my doctors and my endocrinologist especially, it says I look better than I did before he saw me with injections. I'm no longer doing injections.
That's
And
incredible.
yeah, it is. And that's what I
That's
wanted to know.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's our goal, to not have to take synthetic medications, right? Because our
Right.
bodies were designed to heal and repair. And that's all we're doing is we're just giving them the tools to help facilitate that. So
Yeah.
thank you, girl. I so appreciate it. All right, Miss Ann.
Thank you for watching. And to learn more about this amazing technology, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.